Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jan Burke, and it's my pleasure today to introduce to you Francisco David Cole, commonly known as Tiger. Welcome, Tiger, from the United States. So, what brings you here at this time to Christchurch?
Well, I've been on a tour, been working with training and other programs for leaders like yourself, and I've stopped through New Zealand to be a co-speaker and co-instructor for the Universal Laws of Abundance.
That's a bit of a catchphrase these days, isn't it? Universal laws of abundance, and everyone wants to know. I know I do. Want to know, what does this really mean? How can I make that the understanding of that more practical in my everyday life?
So, what a lot of these courses and workshops are about underneath the Wayshowers College focus on the inner. And there are a lot of fabulous tools of very practical things that I can do to, put on my project board, put on my calendar, and help me in the day-to-day. But the foundation, it all has to do with the inner, meaning that my energy, how I think, my habit patterns, things like that. Because there's a million, when it comes to universal laws of abundance, there's a million different things out there that if you follow this system, this will happen. If you follow this system, this will happen, and trade the stocks on this day and, do all that kind of stuff.
Right.
So the step before that is really defining for yourself what's going on inside. So I know it's been a term that's been overused a lot, but if I work with that abundance inside, then it makes it a heck of a lot easier to see it and work with it outside. And the analogy I love to use is that if you take someone out of one place and you put them into another place that they've never been and they don't know anyone, that it takes them about 6 months and that they'll recreate their situation that they were in over here, over here. And that goes from either side of the equation. So what I mean by that is if you take someone who is in a bad way and they don't have any money and they're on skid row, so to speak, they're, maybe they're an alcoholic or maybe they're just having tough times. If you take them out of that situation, dust them off, and put them in this completely new environment, different people, they will eventually recreate their situation.
Right.
And likewise, if you take someone who's very successful, strip them of everything, pull them out, put them over here in some place they've never been, give them time, and they'll recreate what they have over here. So my point being is that there's something going on inside there to make that happen. And to kind of share this a little bit deeper is imagine the power it takes to be able to go out of one situation and then recreate it over here. I'm talking about whether it's rich or poor or good relationship or bad relationship. The ability to recreate that is amazing. I mean, really consider that, what is going on for the individual to recreate that. So what this program is going to do, what this course is going to do, is tap into that.
Right.
And we're going to look at some of the tools and techniques first, and then see how we can make it practical and, okay, what can I do on Monday and what can I do on Tuesday? But the first thing is, how am I being clear about what I need and want, which is going to be some of the keys that we're going to talk about.
So abundance is just not money, is it? It's also spiritual abundance, learning and growing spiritually. And so how do you think this course can help people with that?
Well, you've hit the nail on the head. Abundance encapsulates everything. So it's typically we associate it with money, homes, cars, and all the material possessions. Listen, have two. Have two. It's a tremendous means to help me do what I need to do, and as a matter of fact, it's part of why we're here. So live in abundance in the material world. It's just making sure that balance is crystal clear for me, so that if it's not crystal clear, here's an example. If it's not crystal clear for me, then I'm going to go searching after something that is temporary, or it's actually just a means to an end, rather than what it is I really need to get out of it. So having a beautiful brand new car, or three beautiful houses, and all those things, those are all wonderful and good, but it's really what's in it for me.
Right.
And if I can establish that now, then I can go out and reach those things, number one, easier because I'm clearer. Yeah. And number two, then I allow the bigger picture to work, or people call it the law of attraction, things like that. That's just one component of what's happening, you could say, in behind the curtain or in the spiritual side of things. So bottom line is, if I'm working with that abundance, then it makes it much easier to go and achieve it and manifest it.
Well, it's good timing, isn't it? We're beginning 2020. So we all got our goals, or if we haven't, then we're thinking about it, maybe I should. So anyone coming to this course on Saturday with some clear goals, how can this course help them with that? And not just this year, but then have the tools to keep that moving forward and beyond.
Right. So that's part of obviously part of the key is starting to identify your goals, and we'll be doing some of that in the class. But also, and here's the plug, right? Here's the kind of the piece that you'll be involved in, is really identifying the difference between my needs and my wants.
Right.
And whilst that may sound a little bit funny, if I don't identify that, I'm really going to have troubles, because underneath everything is a need. Without clarifying that, I'm going after something, and I won't have the real follow through. I won't have the real fire inside to actually achieve and fulfill that thing until I pin down the need.
Yeah.
So if I don't ever see you, those are two key things to really identify: is what's your needs and what's your wants, and making sure that they're not confused. So that's a huge component right there.
And that's the key, isn't it? Not having them confused. Well, thank you, Tiger. I'm sure that people will really enjoy this course if it feels good to you. It's 5 hours. It's on Saturday, the 11th of January, from 9 o'clock until 3 o'clock. And it's going to be held in the Aberley Park Hall in Aberley Crescent. It's just in Edgware. And there's a charge of that of $250. But hey, we're here to manifest. We're here to learn about how to be more successful, and just to feel one with all things. It's part of living our thrust, living our hopes, wishes, hopes and dreams, every moment of every day. Thank you, Tiger. Do you have any one last thing to tell people?
No, the extra piece I'll share is that it's worth many times more than the current price, because not only does it help identify what we talked about, but it also gets me back into the rhythm of my timing and my communication. And abundance in my life, manifesting abundance, having abundance, being abundant, really also comes down to those two keys. Am I communicating at the right time? And until I get that lined up, I'm going to be at the right place at the wrong time.
Right.
Or at the right time, wrong place, right?
Yeah.
So these are kind of things we'll be not only touching on, but going in on. You'll be putting that on your goals. You'll be getting what it is you want very clear, and identifying where it fits, right? And making sure that what is your goal, and is that your goal? Is that truly what you want, or is that what someone else wants? Those kinds of things, despite we may have heard it in the public and heard it from other people, it's amazing how until I really get down, commit, make a decision, another keyword for the course. It just doesn't come together. It's almost like I'm chasing after the horse, trying to grab at its tail, rather than just riding that energy and riding the whole component of it.
Right. And also being willing to go into action with it.
That's right.
It's not all very well to have the idea and the desire, but we need to be in action as well.
Yeah, it's a blast. It's great fun.
Yeah,
it's
good
5 hours. You're in and out. It's good stuff.
Okay, thank you again. Look forward to seeing you all. Bye.
See ya.